You've heard stories of emperors ruling with iron fists, of kings who believed themselves gods. But have you ever heard of the ruler who drank molten gold, not once, but over and over again, believing he had discovered the secret to eternal life? What followed wasn't glory. It was poison. His body twisted, his mind shattered, and his empire fell into chaos. This is the true, grotesque tale of the emperor who went mad after drinking liquid gold. Death. It was the only enemy an emperor could not conquer. Armies could be crushed. Rivals assassinated. Rebellions crushed beneath iron boots. But no wall, no sword, no fortress could keep death out of the palace. And this emperor, whose name was whispered in both fear and awe, could not bear it. He had conquered lands, bent nations to his will, and yet every victory was soured by the same shadow, the knowledge that one day he would die. Ancient chronicles describe how, in his later years, he stopped celebrating victories. Instead, he obsessed over omens, blackbirds over the palace, strange dreams of fire, whispers that the ancestors were calling him. He summoned alchemists from across the empire. Mystics, healers, charlatans, each promising the same impossible miracle, immortality. Some offered powders ground from jade. Others brewed mercury mixed with rare herbs. But one suggestion stood above the rest, the elixir of gold. The alchemists swore that gold, incorruptible, eternal, shining like the sun, would pass its eternal nature into the body. Drink it, they said, and you will never wither. Drink it, and you will become a god among men. The emperor, obsessed with outliving every enemy, agreed. The ritual was set. A jade goblet placed on a polished lacquer table. Inside, a strange mixture, gold ground, melted, and suspended in liquid. Heavy. Shimmering. Almost alive under torchlight. Witnesses described it as if the sun itself had been poured into a cup. The emperor lifted it, and in that moment, he believed he held eternity in his hands. With one slow gulp, he swallowed the future. But within hours, the body rebelled. His stomach twisted with cramps so violent he doubled over. His throat burned. He retched, vomiting violently into golden basins. His skin sweated hot, fevered. Doctors rushed to his side, but he waved them away. This, he gasped, is the body shedding its weakness. In his mind, the pain was proof it was working. So instead of stopping, he ordered another cup. What gold gave him was not life. It was poison. The body cannot digest gold. It gathers. Heavy. Grinding against the stomach and intestines. Slowly tearing them apart. Over weeks, the emperor began to change. His once powerful frame trembled uncontrollably. His skin yellowed with sickness, taking on the same hue as the metal he drank. Clumps of his hair fell out onto silken pillows. His teeth loosened. His breath stank of rot. His eyes, once sharp, dulled under constant fever. And yet, he demanded more. Court records describe him insisting, "The gods are reshaping me." To his followers, he was becoming radiant. To his enemies, he looked like a corpse learning to walk. But the most terrifying transformation wasn't of the body. It was of the mind. Liquid gold poisoned his brain. The emperor grew paranoid. He claimed his courtiers were plotting to steal his immortality. Ministers were dragged away in chains for looking at him too long. Servants were executed for pouring water too slowly. Whispers filled the palace, the emperor had gone mad. He began forcing others to drink smaller doses of the golden elixir, claiming it would prove their loyalty. Many collapsed within days, their bodies racked with pain. At night, screams echoed from his chambers. He saw demons in the curtains, soldiers in the shadows. He ordered guards to slash their swords at empty air, convinced assassins were hiding in the walls. The once mighty palace of order had become a house of terror. Still, the emperor believed the answer was simple: more. He demanded a larger, stronger draft. A final cup to secure his immortality. Witnesses wrote that the goblet was so heavy, 2 servants struggled to carry it. Inside, the liquid shimmered thick as molten sunlight. He drank. That night, the palace walls shook with his screams. His belly swelled grotesquely, the weight of metal pressing from within. His body convulsed on silken sheets, foam and blood spilling from his mouth. Servants fled the chamber, covering their ears. Ministers wept in silence. By dawn, the emperor was still. His dream of eternity ended in one of the most violent deaths in imperial history. When physicians were ordered to examine the body, they found something no human was ever meant to hold. Fragments of hardened gold lodged in his stomach. Metallic residue staining his intestines. His insides gleamed like treasure, but the man himself was gone. Chroniclers recorded it as divine punishment that the gods struck down the emperor for daring to steal their gift of immortality. Panic swept through the court. Alchemists were executed, their laboratories burned. Yet whispers persisted. If the emperor had only taken the right mixture, perhaps it might have worked. And so, in secret, others continued the search. History tells us he was not the only one. Centuries of rulers followed the same path. Chinese emperors swallowed mercury pills that promised to feed the soul. Many died babbling in fevers, their tongues blackened. Indian rajas mixed gold dust into their food and wine, believing it gave divine strength. European nobles experimented with aurum potable, drinkable gold, believing it cured disease and kept old age at bay. Some died, their blood thick with metal. Every time, the promise was the same: eternal youth. Every time, the result was the same: pain, madness, death. The emperor who first drank liquid gold had become immortal in only one way: his grotesque death became legend. A warning told through the centuries. So, the next time you picture emperors seated on thrones of gold, remember this: sometimes the treasure they worshipped didn't protect them, it destroyed them from the inside out. And if you thought drinking molten gold was horrifying, wait until you hear the story of the queen who bathed in blood to keep herself young. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more terrifying stories from history.